It's time for more Paranormasight. Wow. Yeah. What happened last time? Last time we went through a high school's perspective. What happened with her? And then how we were trying to escape the school and go home when we had help from a friend named Mio, and trying to get the right of resurrection to save our other friend who committed suicide from depression or possible depression. It then is revealed, at least we're getting some clues that maybe she didn't commit suicide. Maybe it was not indeed a suicide. There was something else going on, but we didn't know because the ending we got was failure to escape. Mio died along as well by the ghosts, question mark, and then we assume got captured or something and died. So this is a bad end. And the game said, go do something else, and maybe you'll find a way to figure it all out. So we did. Now we're in the protagonist of Tetsuo Tsutsumi, and we're gonna find out what's going on with him. And he has a curse technique yes, just like a Jujutsu Kaisen. He has a curse technique where if someone lies in front of him, he can kill them. Which, while we don't need to kill people with it, that does figure out that someone's lying. So that's interesting. Alright, Tsutsumi and Jun are sorting through the facts at the scene of the Officer Hajime Yoshimi's mysterious death. Tsutsumi denies the existence of the Rite of Resurrection until the curse echo of the Evergreen Beach appears before them. Tetsuo Tsutsumi, 12 a.m. The former Yasuda Gardens. Okay, so let me get this straight, boss. The Rite of Resurrection really exists? And to use it, you have to kill people using the power of curses from the 7 mysteries of Honjo. And the curse you have is from the story of the Evergreen Peach that's told in this area. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. You're quick on the uptake.
Yeah, I'm surprised you believe me. You weren't your usual silly self when you were explaining. So I knew you were telling the truth. He's silly.
I'm never silly.
The only thing I have trouble believing is that you're taking this occult stuff seriously now. I mean, talk about paranormal. Oh, I thought you didn't believe any of that.
It's not that I don't believe in it. My familiarity with it is why I've tried not to get too close.
Are you just being a sore loser? Not you just admitting you were wrong.
Oh, shut up! And listen to me! No point in trying to hide things anymore.
We won't get anywhere if you don't understand this, so listen up.
Please, just listen.
You don't have to keep saying it. I'm listening.
We don't have time to waste. We'll talk as we walk.
Hey, wait for me, boss! Oh man, this music is so jazzy. I feel like I'm watching an episode of Case Closed. We're going to the bridge. Oh. This really does actually seem like a theme song to Case Closed. Sorry, I just want to double check one thing. You're telling me the truth, right? This isn't a side effect of your senility?
It's the truth. Not like I can prove it, though.
That's true. I don't want to prove it. That'd be murder. I wouldn't do that.
Revealing the existence of a secret department is against the rules. Even to a fellow cop. This is an emergency. I need his help. I'll tell him.
You have a secret department for curses? Yo?
He's not stupid, but he sure can be slow sometimes. Oh, I think that positivity of his may come in handy at some point.
Alright.
I'm sure you already know this, but this is all top secret. No sharing with anyone.
Right. You can trust me not to. But, no, I just can't believe it. I have heard rumors that you used to be a member of a secret division attached to the Security Bureau. I didn't believe we actually have a department called Paranormal Affairs.
Yeah, I'm sure it comes as a shock. I couldn't believe it myself. I thought the higher-ups were messing with me. They had me worried for a while there.
No, this is incredible! That's the whole reason I became a cop. I was always fascinated by secret agencies and stuff. You serious? I wanted to always join the secret agency, yeah. I always wanted to be a part of the CIA. You know what terrible things they do? Waterboarding torture? Crazy stuff. But thinking about it, it totally makes sense. If curses and spirits really do exist, then of course we need a special department to protect citizens from them.
You seem a bit too eager to believe all this.
And hang on, I thought you joined up because of me. Bro's lying. Come on, boss. Do you only have one favorite food? Okay, never mind. He's not lying. He would have told me if I could kill him. You can like more than one thing.
Yeah, whatever. In any case, the official stance is that the supernatural doesn't exist, so Paranormal Affairs operates in secret. Still not sure why they stuck me there. You know, those 4 years I worked nothing but cases involving the supernatural.
It's crazy. Although officially called the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department Security Division Special Security Unit, Paranormal Affairs Bureau is more commonly referred to as simply as the Paranormal Affairs. Only a handful of people know of its existence, even within the police force. As the name suggests, it specializes in investigation and resolution of cases involving paranormal phenomena. Since the existence of paranormal phenomena is not public knowledge, nor is it readily believed by the general population, the Bureau's activities are conducted in utmost secrecy. Currently, there are only 5 members, including the Chief. The Bureau has a network of psychic contacts across the country who assist with their cases, including Mio Kusuzu. You're talking to a teenage girl in the Paranormal Affairs? Yo, what the fuck? No wonder she knew so much. Oh, man. The Bureau undertakes investigations only into any suspicious stories that cross their desk, though the vast majority turn out to be hoaxes. Due to the sheer volume of cases, close-lipped, experienced detectives without paranormal abilities of their own, such as Tetsuo Tsutsumi, are sometimes assigned to investigate. The current chief of Paranormal Affairs is a man named Kuru Nakagoshi. He was born to a family of psychics who had been involved in keeping the world safe from paranormal phenomena for generations, and has served as Mio Kurosuzu's mentor since discovering her. Kuru is an elusive figure. Very few have met him in person, and he's rarely seen in the office. Is it a detective with a cowboy hat? It is said that this is because he is often been the target of curses. However, some theorize that it is in fact because Kuru is not actually a flesh and blood at all. His seat in the office is usually occupied by a Nue, a legendary creature found in Japanese folklore. The Nue resembles an ordinary white thrush and acts as Kuru's messenger, leading to bizarre scenes of police officers earnestly reporting their findings to a bird. The term Nakagoshi case serve as code name used to refer to cases under investigation by Paranormal Affairs. Oh, that's sick as hell. This sounds awesome. Jun Irio. Jun encountered a curse while investigating mysterious death. Well, Tetsuo explained to him in Supernatural he accepted this fact without a moment's hesitation, about to help his partner solve the case. Healthy sense of self-esteem, optimistic outlook in life. Although watching action movies and detective series as a child instilled in him a desire to help those in need. It was the side of Tetsuo Tsutsumi, who was in charge of investigating a case Jun was involved in as a student, what truly inspired him to become a police officer. While Jun still maintains a strong sense of respect for Tetsuo, he also gets much enjoyment of making casual cracks to get a rise out of the veteran officer. As an adult, Jun continues to hold on to the faint hope that the world is as he pictured it in his youth, a thrilling place in which superhuman heroes do battle against secret evil organizations. He attended the police academy with Richter Kai, who is now a private investigator. Oh! What the fuck? They know each other? The two initially became friendly when Jun found Richter holed up alone in the conference room, scouring over old crime data, and invited him to go bowling, a popular pastime during the era. Richter Kai is that. Maybe he's secretly the head of Paranormal Affairs. So, do you have it?
Have what?
Spirit sense, of course. Are you what they call spiritually gifted?
Nope. I never felt anything at all. Even if I did, I'd be a lightweight at best. One beer and I'm down for the count.
Oh. Huh. Is that how people in the field quantify someone's spirit sense? Like, how much liquor they can handle?
No, but that's just me. To help get the point across.
Oh. Huh.
Sorry, seems like I keep disappointing you.
It's like, well, you don't have a Geiger counter for this. So it's like, all right, we're going to take out our spirit tool and just gauge how much spiritual sense you have. Like fucking aura and your key energy in fucking Dragon Ball. Or a Yu Yu Hakusho instance. No, it's not your fault, boss.
At the risk of disappointing you yet again, I'll tell you one more thing. Spirit sense is usually something you're born with. It's tough to develop it later on.
What? So there's no hope for me? No. Say it isn't so.
Of course you were interested. Oh, you never know. You may have some hidden potential. I know there's a high schooler who's got so much spirit sense that she works on the front lines. I say work, but she wasn't paid because it was supposedly part of her training.
Damn. Fucking... Can't believe they're doing fucking free internships for this high school. That's fucked up. She deserves to get paid. Yikes. That seems like it'd be a violation of Article 69 of the Labor Standards Act. Nice.
Wow, you really know the law. No comment.
Even the occult field has workers' rights issues, huh? It's fucked up. So, what do we do now? We've got this right of resurrection and the curse echoes of the 7 mysteries of Hanjo. The curse is being spread out around the city is a bit of an emergency. Is that bad?
I'll put it this way. It's like handing out guns all over town.
Jeez, that's real bad. We're in Japan.
It is. And we are. So we need to find the source of it and put a stop to it before something terrible happens. Usually that'd be a job for paranormal affairs, but I talked to them on our way here. The main team is tied up until tomorrow night.
Really? What the fuck are they doing?
So they told me to deal with it myself. Said that it'd be fine since I have some experience.
Huh? What? Then that overtime you mentioned means...
Yep. You're gonna help me, partner.
Alright, let's do this!
You seem too eager to dive into all this. You really have no reservations working a case you know nothing about.
You said this was an emergency. I didn't think we had a choice. Fair. Sorry. I had to drink water. Yeah. Oh, talking. I'm just trying to be logical about this, boss.
You really are something. It might actually be nice having you around.
Why, thank you. So what exactly do we do?
If these curses are connected to the 7 mysteries, then the people who have the others should all be here in town.
Right. If there's 7 of them, that means there are 6 more out there.
And we have to stop them all before they kill anyone with their curses. If we can, we should find and collect all the curse stones.
But, boss, from what you said earlier, killing a curse bearer gets you closer to completing the rite of resurrection. Won't your life be in danger if they find out you're a curse bearer?
Pretty much. We can't let that happen.
Yep, we're pretty much fucked. Should you even be out here right now?
Hiding would only be a waste of time. The mystery of the one-sided reed is associated with the Ryogoku Bridge. I was hoping we'd be quick enough to run into the one-sided reed's curse bearer. No such luck, it seems. Well, if nothing else, maybe word will spread that cops are on the lookout and people will behave.
That's putting a lot of trust in whoever these other people are.
But it's possible that other curse bearers with the same idea will come here. Talk to anyone you see who seems suspicious.
That means someone who may have the power of a curse. Understood. In that case, that dude over there, why don't I ask that guy who's been watching us this whole time?
What do you know? There is someone there. Good luck.
Hey, you! Hey, you there! Sorry to bother you, but I've got some questions. I'm with the police. Hey, man. What's up? What you doing? Thanks for your cooperation. We'll be asking you a few things, Mr. Yutaro Namigaki? That's your name, correct? Yes, I don't mind answering your questions. You're a detective. Did something happen? Oh, right. Lots of things have been happening around here. Like people dying. Bro, you suck at hiding it, man.
So, what to make of this guy? Man identifies himself as Yutaro Namigaki, a 21-year-old college student. He was watching us so calmly. We need to be careful with this guy. So, what is it you were doing here?
It must be the incident at the former Yesterday Gardens. The dead policeman. I can't imagine a detective would come all the way out here otherwise.
Huh?
Say, Mr. Detective, have you ever heard of the Evergreen Beach?
Answer my question! How about you answer my question first? What were you doing here?
I'm a policeman. I can say this. I was answering your question. I came here to look for the Evergreen Beach from the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. Actually, I was wondering about if you knew anything about it.
I don't know. Nope. Sorry.
Really? How strange. Detectives, you have the curse stone of the Evergreen Beach, don't you? You! How did you know? Ariel, you idiot! Ariel, come on, man! You gotta play more dumb than this. Well, that was much easier than I expected. Oh, crap. Sorry. It was simple interference. I figured you would have taken the curse if you were just in the gardens.
If you know that, then you must be a curse bearer yourself.
I have no intentions of hiding anything. I planned to tell you from the start. Look. This is my curse stone. I believe it's called the Foot Washing Mansion.
That's right. But are you sure about this?
I'm not so rushed I'd kill someone as soon as I found out they were a curse bearer, not without talking to them first. You're the same, aren't you, detectives? You wouldn't use a curse on a normal person. Let's speak as equals, shall we? Boss?
Sure. We'd rather resolve this amicably, too.
He lied. Obviously. Well, we figured out that he lied. Oh, you know, he's been telling the truth, but then he said, speak as equals.
He really is a curse bearer. He may only be talking with us to try and activate his curse. I have to be aware of anything he asks me to do. I could tackle him and pin him to the ground, but that might have something to do with his curse. Any slip of a tongue could get us killed. I have to try and discern what activates his curse. So, what do I do?
Excuse me, let me talk to my detective here. Though you're a curse bearer, so please be careful. Fortunately, I don't think he knows which one of us is the curse bearer yet. If we're playing things right, we should be okay. So, what you want to talk about, man?
Before we talk, there's something I should tell you. This is my curse stone.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna tell him.
The Evergreen Beach. Just like you thought.
Huh? What, boss? Why would you tell him?
That's for how the curse works.
Boss, are you having another senior moment? If you tell him that...
It hangs to death anyone who would try to mislead me. So if you try to lie to me, the curse stone will let me know.
To be honest, that's actually a good idea. Now he has to tell us the truth. I'm not gonna use stone on you, but I'll beat your ass, bitch. I'll do it. Oh, I didn't actually read what he said there. Hang on.
I don't have to use it to tell. Understand?
Oh, really? That's super useful. I see. Understood. That's a pretty useful power for a detective.
Now then, let's talk. Damn it.
It seems to have lost the upper hand. No point in for petty tricks then. I'll be honest with you. You're not being honest with me!
So far, so good.
Oh, well, I guess I just found out he was... You could tackle him. No, that's not. There's someone I want to bring back. So, I'd like your assistance on collecting soul tracks.
Can't help you.
Please, all you'd have to do is tell me who the other curse bearers are.
Sorry, but as a police officer, I can't just look the other way and let you go.
Please, if you help me, I'll let you two go as well. I'm gonna save here.
Is that a threat?
No. Yes. It's your final warning. Let's see how we die. My curse. The foot washing mansion. Did you really think you could escape it just by being careful? You didn't matter to me which of you was the curse bearer. I'll be taking both of your soul dregs anyway. Wait! Namigaki! The foot washing mansion is a powerful curse, and so simple to activate. It is ready whenever I need it. There is no escape from the voice of my feet. Voice of my fucking feet is such a funny line. Oh, hello, Stomach. You're welcome.
Ariel, get out of here! Hurry! I'll find you later.
Well, what? Okay. Too late. You're the voice of my curse echo.
The voice of his curse echo. Ah! The voice! This is... Ah!
That's Tsutsumi. Deceased. Yeah, that's about right. I just want to see how he died. We know how to solve this already. Very well. Alright, for some reason, I just can't hear voices right now. So weird. This is the funniest way to just avoid this curse. It's just like now. Although Ario needs to leave. Hear the voice of my curse echo. Huh? Well, what? Why isn't my curse echo working? Impossible. This has never happened. Bitch, I'm gonna beat your ass.
What's happening? I don't hear anything. Ario, now, grab him!
Right. Namagaki, get down! Ah! Damn it! Boss, here is Curse Stone.
Good work. Give it to me.
We got the foot washing mansion. Gotta collect these like Dragon Balls. We're arresting you. Damn it! Why? What do you think, boss? Should we lock him up? I haven't even touched you. You can't consider that assault of a police officer.
Let him go. All we need is a stone.
Huh? How could this happen? My right of resurrection.
Give it up. The red was too good to be true from the start. I don't know what happens to you, but you'd be better off mourning whoever you lost the right way. Now get out of here!
Damn it! I think his curse stone will return to him, though. I think Mio described that the curse stone, even if you try taking it from them, it just goes back. So we may have done nothing. But they don't know that. Phew, that was a close one, huh, boss? We'd probably be dead if he had activated a curse.
Yeah, I'm not sure what, but something stopped his curse from...
Boss, are you okay? Does having another curse stone hurt?
Yeah, the curse from this one is flowing into me too.
Oh no.
I saw what activates the curse of the foot washing mansion, and the resentful memories bound to it. I see. I always thought this was one of the stranger of the 7 mysteries. Now I know why. It sure is something.
What did you say?
Let's save that for later. All you need to know for now is that it's a particularly powerful curse. We're lucky we took it from him quickly.
You. Let's look at what it is. The story of the foot-washing mansion. Foul-smelling wind rattled the house. Suddenly, a giant foot. Okay, the curse power kills, crushing one who hears the command "wash." The resentful memory. She was an accomplished onmyoji. Alas, she did not use her talents for the good of the world or the people, but for her own selfish pursuit of beauty. After a fierce battle, the woman dragged herself through the streets. It was as something had gnawed away at her body. Will I die? I've already obtained what I needed. As long as I have this. Suddenly a terrible realization dawned on her. Her legs wouldn't move. She fell to the ground. What was happening? Surprised, she looked down on her foot. Once so beautiful and delicate, had grown ulcerated and rotten. He got her. She was on the verge of death and covered in filth to boot. Crawling to a nearby house, her breath caught in her throat. The curious residents opened up, but recoiled from what they saw. My foot is so filthy. Someone, please, quickly. The woman expired while mumbling something unintelligible, and so ended the life of a woman consumed by evil. What's an onmyoji again? I do not remember. Onmyoji. I think it says it in this game, but I'm gonna Google it to be sure. According to Wikipedia, it is Administrative Center. Yin Yang Master. One of the official positions belong to Bureau of Onmyo. Like maybe a religious person? Right, Japanese. Because it seems to be like a Chinese saying. No, it's Japanese. High-ranking religious person, basically. Also, I don't know if I said this, but thank you for 70 stream streak. Wow. Yeah, you're on a roll. Thanks for always coming by. Really appreciate Snow Monkey. But yes, look at those dirty feet. Disgusting. How could she? Nah, this sucks. Depressing. Anyway, well, that makes one stone. Where do we go now?
We'll visit all the places associated with the mysteries while it's still dark out.
You mean we have to do that all over again?
Up there aren't as all aggressive as him, but people will do crazy things to bring back someone they love. It seems that the hatred the cursed stones are imbued with makes people more willing to kill.
Really? Then what about you, boss?
I'm fine. I may not have any spirit sense, but I'm tough when it comes to this stuff. That's why they loved me in Paranormal Affairs.
So you are spiritually gifted after all. Alright, let's head to the next place. Yeah. Oh, we meet him. Utah and Namagaki hit their next destination. Oh, Midoricho Park. (1 a.m.) Excuse me, sorry to bother you, but we have some questions for you. This is when the jump scare happened. I wonder if... No, it's a different person. Who the fuck is this? What? Are you with the police? I haven't done anything. Don't worry, this isn't an interrogation or anything. We just want to talk. You're Hideki Arashi, right? The historian? We know who you are, so this won't take long.
But since we saw you here, we'd just like to ask you a couple of questions.
Hideki Araishi, like that person who discovered that stuff. We'll get to see how they look like. Local history researcher. Hideki is a historian who works part-time as a curator at a local folk museum as a teacher in the Komagata High School. His recent publication, The Rite of Resurrection, has caused a stir in occult circles. Hideki is the quintessential obsessive researcher. Despite being entirely unsuited for teaching, he had no choice but to take up the position in Komagata High School in order to make ends meet. While having a captive audience in his classes goes some way to satisfying his need for respect and recognition, his conceited nature makes him unpopular among the students. Lily is concerned that the articles he contributed for purely monetary reasons have earned him a reputation as a researcher of the occult, but the surge of interest in the topic and the resulting volume of article requests he is receiving are undeniably tempting. Hideki is a regular at the Koro Kyokyo Cafe on Hokusai Street, where he can be found outside his work hours writing essays and manuscripts. His published works include A Study of the Unknown and An Introduction to Bando History. Basically, he sounds like an ass. And those teachers you do not want to have. My professor, he's probably got like maybe 2 stars. Well, let's get it over with. I'm a busy man.
Hideki Araishi. He says he's a local historian, but supposedly he knows more about the Rite of Resurrection than anybody. The fact he's here at this time of night, it's plenty possible that he's a curse bearer.
Yo, what do you think, man? Boss, let's ask Hideki some questions. Alright.
So, what were you doing?
Now, Mr. Araishi, what were you doing here at this time of night? Doing research, of course. Day or night, information never sleeps.
That's an animal philosophy. You know, your research has been quite the talk of around town. What was it they were saying? You discovered something about some book?
The Record of Fates, the Record of Dates, the Book of Fates, the Book of Dates, the Scroll of Dates, the Scroll of Fates. Fuck my life. What was it again? It's cool. Maybe it's the cultural and society. Feast of Shadows, Paranormal Affairs Bureau. What about people? Yeah, persons of interest, maybe. Resulting. What the fuck is it? Damn it! They all sound the same. I know they talked about it. I just don't remember which file it was. I don't think it matters. I think he's just gonna tell me even if I get it wrong. But best to get this correct. Telephone booth. And there's 7 mysteries and just talks about them each. We got to high school. Ancient ritual, the Rite of Resurrection. Now, we'll just give it a shot here. You know, you got the I think it was a book. Or was it a record or scroll? I feel like back then it'd be scroll. I'm going Fates.
Huh. It's obvious you don't know a thing.
It's obvious you don't know a thing. It's the Record of Fates. How rude.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry about that. I should have done my research.
The Record of Fates, right.
But it's true you found some kind of ritual in that book, right?
What? Don't tell me you want to know how to carry out the Rite of Resurrection too. To be perfectly honest, I'm tired of people asking me about it all the time.
None of you even care about the local history. You're just some crawling out of the woodwork when something interesting comes up. Looks like I hit a nerve.
If you think you can force me to tell you because you're a policeman, you're sorely mistaken. What were you doing? Was the research you were doing just now also related to Rider Resurrection? Well, yes, that's right. What exactly were you looking for? I have no reason to tell you that. You wouldn't understand anyway. Okay, about his research. Are you doing all this research so you can use the Rider Resurrection yourself? Huh, you're a policeman. Do you really think people can be brought back to life? Everyone they meet. Pitiful. Huh? So you don't believe in the right? Whether it's real or not has nothing to do with my research. Such things are better left to the occult freaks. Or so I thought. Things changed. It's become necessary for me to pursue the right. So now I pray that it is real. Do you have it? What changed? I'm sure you can imagine the funds for my research. I receive a large amount of funding for seeking the right of resurrection. And if I find it, I'll receive a sum so great that I'll never have to worry about the money again.
Oh. Then that means someone is sponsoring your research, is that right?
So what if they are? You have no idea how hard we work to secure funding for our research. I have no interest in teaching those children. Listen to me. I'll tell you one thing. Those experts you see writing provocative books or spreading nonsense on TV to try to get popular, all of them are trying to get the money they need to do their research. But how popular the cult is, saying something even remotely spooky can lead to big money. What? I bought your book! The pursuit of unknown being begins first and foremost with belief. I was so inspired by that bit. I do appreciate your patronage. Unfortunately, however, the occult is not my true interest. The fate of the unknown is to be destroyed by thorough research and deep consideration. No way! I can't believe it!
You're surprisingly innocent.
Come on, man, really? Then what kind of research do you want to be doing? Huh, I'm sure it wouldn't interest you, but to put it simply, the focus of my research is how historical accounts transform into folklore over the years as they are passed down from generation to generation.
What does that mean?
Like a game of telephone. Due to human bias, the account of any event is inevitably changed by the person communicating it. This is not necessarily done with ill intentions. It happens when someone tries to fill in the gaps in a story that lacks detail. Or when someone left out or abridged because the story is like... Or when the story twists and shifts as it spreads through oral tradition. Even when two stories are told about the same event, differences in culture or environment affect how it is told, changing its content. Silly little things can turn into terribly mysterious legends. My research is the study of how history, culture, and legend all influence each other.
Huh. I see.
Take the 7 mysteries of Honjo, for example. Why are some of the mysteries seemingly about nothing particularly interesting? You'd think stories would last a decade, let alone hundreds of years, so why? Perhaps putting it that way piques your interest. People were bored.
I admit I'm curious.
So that's what you've been
researching all this time. Makes sense.
As I said, it doesn't matter to me whether the right exists or not. The people in the Edo period believed that what was written in the Record of Fates was real. That's all I'm interested in. Okay. But I have to be realistic. The research I'd like to do is unfortunately not very lucrative. That's why I need to take some risks. Okay, so what were you doing? Was the research you were doing just now also related to the Rider Resurrection? Well, yes, that's right. Okay. Can you tell us what it was? Okay, now I have to get more information on the other question. About the Record of Fates. Tell us about that.
This Record of Fates. Where did you get your hands on it?
The storehouse in an old private residence in the city, just as the public was told. I'm unable to be more precise due to the agreement with my informant. He hasn't lied to us yet.
Well, in that case, I think I might have a guess as to what it is you're looking for.
The curse stones. Or soldier eggs. Let's go with curse stones first. What?
Damn it. If you know about that, then calm down. No need to get so defensive.
How about we show each other our curse stones?
We both want information, right? Well, we have a nice friendly chat.
Curse stone! You're a curse bearer! A leaf. It is the evergreen beech. Then?
Yep. Will you show me yours?
This is mine. The ever-burning lantern. Oh, you're the one who trapped me in the darkness that one time. Dick. Oh, he was at the school probably, and that's when he trapped the kids in the darkness. Maybe he did that too.
Interesting.
No, this makes him more nervous if I tell him that.
I'll tell you this for free. The evergreen beech comes from a man who was hanged for spreading false rumors. But the accusations against him were unfounded, and he died cursing those who deceived him.
Huh. So that is the resentful memory held within the evergreen beech. The memories of 7 mysteries are truly fascinating. If only I could collect them all.
Do whatever you want, but you should know something. The stone of mine lets me curse anyone who tries to mislead me.
What? But...
So don't try to lie to me. Oh no.
You would curse a citizen? And you call yourself an officer of the law?
It all depends on you. I don't want to use it if I don't have to.
What is it you want?
The curse stones are dangerous. I'd like to confiscate yours.
Excuse me? But my right?
First, let me ask you one thing. You haven't used that curse, have you?
No, of course I haven't, I swear. Dude, I just told you.
I see. Good. Now, why did you hand over that stone?
Because you just lied to me, man. Come on, man. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Don't be a dumbass. I'll kill you. No, wait, I'll wait to save.
Unless you'd rather try using it on me instead.
Damn you! I won't give it to you. If I were to say that, what would happen? Would it be a crime? Yeah. We could make it that way, man. I'm a cop. I can do whatever I want. That's not what cops do, I guess.
The police are aware how dangerous the stones are. I could arrest you under Article 1, Section 2 of the Minor Offenses Act. Or you hand it over, and all you lose is your secret ability. Think of what would happen to all your research if you were arrested.
Better not trap me in darkness, man. I got a lighter, but I can start firing. Oh, actually, I don't have a gun. Never mind. That's why I will drink water. Thank you. Fine. You could have the stone. Here. Thank you. The ever-burning lantern. It's not a good thing that I'm collecting these things like fucking Pokemon. It's probably not healthy for me. Kills by disembowelment one who finds himself trapped in the darkness of the curse echo. Oh, you don't want to get trapped in darkness, otherwise you kill yourself. That's not fun. When Honjo was filled with samurai residences, the spies of the shogunate lived amongst the townspeople to keep an eye on things. The soba cart on South, or Gesui, served as one of their outposts. They would communicate to each other in code by turning the lantern on or off. Tonight at 4 a.m. meant that someone would be having the last soba of their life, and that their belly would be sliced open the next night. An unfortunate incident occurred in which a man attacked a woman in about a fury. He regretted it deeply, even declining to invoke the right to defend his honor. But the deed was done. Still, he could not accept it. His rage at having been used by his daimyo boiled over, turning into a grudge he would never forget. Nearby, he saw a lantern quietly glowing in the night. When the 6th bell rang, the man cut his own stomach open. Since then, the lantern could be seen alight before the silver card had opened, and would flicker out suddenly, even when there was no wind blowing. As this unsettling phenomenon continued, the rumors surrounding it grew, and soon all were convinced that it was the man who cut open his stomach, visiting from beyond. Ooh, spooky.
Good choice. I look forward to seeing how your research pans out.
Huh!
Oh, right. Would you tell us everything you know about what's been going on? If you help us out, we'll give you all the information we've gotten after we solve the case. What do you say?
In that case, will you tell me about all the resentful memories of the 7 mysteries? I believe they are the key to the secret hidden in the Record of Fates.
Sure, why not? I'll learn about them as I collect the stones.
But thanks to you, we learned a lot from him.
I wonder. Mysteries and right are all public information. He kept everything he knows about the other curse bearers, and the source of the curse here hidden. I was hoping he'd at least give us a clue about how to beat these curses.
Oh, I see. Then we should be more aggressive next time. Really make them spit it out. And by we, I mean you.
I'm guessing he wants to save this curse. He wouldn't have told us anything no matter what we asked. But now we know where he hangs out. We can always send someone for him if he needs be.
Right, got it. I was surprised to hear that there are actually 9 of the 7 mysteries, though. Oh, so there's a total of 9 people running around with powers. Understood.
Yep, that's 2 extra curse bearers we have to find.
We've confiscated 2.
So there are 6 more. They could be anywhere in this town.
We have to find them fast, or they might start using curses.
No, I think we're already too late.
Huh?
Didn't tell you this, but there were some soul dregs in Namagaki's curse stone.
Really? Then you already killed someone with it.
That's not much, so it probably wasn't a curse bearer.
Shit.
Well, we know who did it. We can make arrangements to take him into custody. We'll have Paranormal Affairs pick him up tomorrow. For now, we continue our search.
Right. On to the next place. We just have to cross them off the list by one. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't, leave town. Oh, but boss. Good to know we can use the Minor Offenses Act to arrest people with curse stones. But why didn't we do that with Namagaki?
If we could do that, there'd be no need for Paranormal Affairs. What grounds would a normal detective have to put him under arrest?
Oh. Right, yeah, I suppose that's true. Schmovin. Is it locked? Oh, it's locked as well. That or it glitched. No, it's locked. So we must now go to Harue Shigima. This is the one that's got the most progress, though. It's a failure to escape. So, yeah. Harue Shigima is the mother who lost her child, supposedly. So, and they have a connection to the detective. Nope. What's the name? Richter Kai. Alright, let's go talk to them then. Let's also save. The detectives are doing good though. They got a bunch of curses in their storyline. I don't know if I can trust Area though. I mean, he hasn't lied, so. Harue Shigima. When the son of Harue Shigima was kidnapped, a botched investigation by the police resulted in the child's murder. 1 year later, Harue has hired a private investigator to help resolve the unsettled case. Late at night, while speaking to the detective at her home, something strange suddenly appears. Oh, we're just jumping into it, thanks. We've been getting like those muck who relish the flame. Kill them. Kill them. The flame bearers. Kill them all. You've acquired the power of the cursed stone, the haunting clappers. You can use it to kill those with fire or a fire-starting device on their person. Press the use curse button to set your target alight. Alright, let's listen about this story. kills by burning one who is in possession of the fire or fire-starting device. The resentful memory. Red, red, red. Everything is dyed in crimson. My home is burning to the ground. It's hot. So hot. I must call for help, but I cannot speak. My throat must be burned up from the smoke. No, I think I'm already on fire. That's right. I'll just use the clappers. Clack, clack. Is anybody there? Clack, clack. Why is no one coming? I'm going to burn to death. I had to come to this. Alright. Her. It must be the work of that vixen who appeared suddenly and enchanted my lord. That witch! Those hauntingly cold eyes had my lord dancing in the palm of her hand. Perhaps I was also taken in by her. How many innocent people did I lure in under orders? This must be karma. The sound of a heavy bell. It feels like my head will split open. Ah, right. The evening bell. That must be why nobody can hear the sound of my clappers. I've got to do it louder. Clack, clack.
What a way to go!
Evening bell. Night watchman patrols the dark streets. Shouts warning about fires while striking the wooden clappers. But the night sound of another set of clappers answers back. And he curiously claps his clappers together again. The echo answers again, but no matter how hard he searches for the source of second pair of clappers, he never finds it. Some say it's a work of mischievous tanuki, but while others say it's a warning from the spirit of someone who's lost their life in a terrible fire. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar.
Now, kill! Can you hear it, curse bearer? You who so strongly desires the right. Kill them.
I don't want to, though. That's mean. Harue Shigima, 12 a.m. The Shigima Mansion reception room. She's a mansion? Back with me, ma'am?
Hey, what up? Can't say I understand what just happened, but that certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. This might be the first time I've ever seen you really smile.
Sweet dreams? Housewife, Harue Shigima. Housewife, the haunting clappers cursed echo. Harue is a housewife who resides in a manor near Shimoku Bridge. Her 11-year-old son, Shuichi, was kidnapped and murdered about a year ago. The death was the result of a mistake on the part of the detectives assigned to the case. A mistake which enraged the kidnapper and had him cut off all contact with the police, leaving no room for negotiation. The incident was covered up, and Shuichi's killer remains at large, leading the aggrieved Harue to call on the services of a private investigator, Richter Kai, to uncover the truth. The Shigima family came from a line of samurai who built their residence in Honjo during the Edo period. They assumed important positions in the police force following the Meiji Revolution, thereby protecting their family's elevated status. Even today, many in the Shigima line work as police bureaucrats and senior police officers. Harue's father sits at the upper echelons of the National Police Agency, and her husband, adopted into the Shigima clan through an arranged marriage, is also a highly respected agency official. However, as her family prioritizes work above all else, it wasn't long before Harue's marriage grew cold. Though she wants for nothing, she is isolated from her neighbors and withdrawn from society. Seeing her son grow into a young man gave Harue a purpose in life, but it was cut short by the kidnapping incident. Following the incident, Harue spent many days in a deep depression, breaking into sudden fits and shouting and wandering around in the middle of the night. Her cheerful, loving disposition faded away. She took to making snide remarks at her husband, which only further soured their relationship. A few months ago, Harue's husband was transferred to another area for work, and now rarely returns home. With Harue left to live in the large, empty mansion alone, as a housekeeper who has been with the family for a long time comes in to take care of all the housework, Harue has nothing but time on her hands. A housekeeper! Yo, Yoko's a housekeeper! Are they connected? Go begin connections. No. Not dreams.
Sounds like I might want to hear about it.
Hanging scroll. An old hanging scroll. I don't know who painted it. It's been hanging in here since before I was born.
We got a phone.
The telephone. This mansion has a private line.
Oh, back when fax machines were a thing.
A fax machine. It can send images to other places along the telephone network. I don't really know how it works. Most houses don't have one. I really find use for it. An arrangement of flowers. We bring in someone to do it. I don't even know what the flowers are called.
Yeah, she doesn't know anything about her own house. She's just like, I don't give a fuck, man. I don't know.
A stereo unit with separated speakers designed for home use. My husband insisted on buying one, even though he isn't one to listen to music often. Is that a sticker?
Well, I'll be damned. Is that what I think it is?
Goodness, you made me jump. It's just this little sticker my son got from somewhere or other. He put it up just before. Well, you know what happened. I still can't bring myself to take it down.
Let me take a closer look.
Yo, it's a rooster!
I knew it. It's Head Hencho from way back in set number 1. It's a real collector's item.
Excuse me?
Don't tell me you never heard of the Mockingbirds.
The what?
They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dressed up like rough and tumble delinquents.
I never heard of them, but this certainly seems to matter to you.
The best part is nobody knows who made them. They just started showing up around town, and soon enough they'd won everybody's hearts. So it goes that they're made by some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in specific locations. No one knows when or where they'll show up next. They're basically an urban legend of sorts. I think one would turn up here of all places. This is a good sign. I'm sure of it.
Oh. Well, that's nice.
Oh, it's a collectible. Mockingbird number 1. Yo, look at this guy. He's so cool. Oh, there's a lot of these. I'll give you some tips on how to get them. We're playing on the Switch, so we don't got any achievements on this stuff, so. These Bob the Bird mascot stickers seem to pop up everywhere. Nobody knows who the legendary artist is behind these quirky birds, but they quickly became popular for their surreal and oddly cute designs. Be in the right place at the right time in Honjo, and you might be able to find all 20 of them scattered around. Legend has it, collecting them all will bring good luck. One says, approach the net. Jackpot, a bottom shelf surrounded by darkness. Late at night on the way home, look up at the first house. Okay.
Here we got TV! A color television. Father bought one as soon as it hit the market. He likes to have the latest gadgets. Unlike the latest models, there is no remote control. We've had it for a long time. Back when it was new, we all carried around and marveled at it as a family. But with Father and my husband being away so often, it fell into disuse.
Yep, let's talk about the stuff then. Let me bring you up to speed. We were in the middle of a chat when you suddenly started spacing out. And the whole time you were grinning to yourself like you'd just won the lottery. Can you tell me what that was all about?
Well, where to start?
Interesting. Very interesting. So the Haunt and Clapper's curse echo appeared out of nowhere. Told you how to perform the rite of resurrection and gave you the curse you'll need to do it. Have I got that right?
That's right.
So it's all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe. But I guess I have to now. What the? I saw that curse stone appear in your hand myself. It looked like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying that there's some supernatural force at work. I thought you had your own. I was like, what the fuck? Did you get one too? And why'd you ask me?
My heart's still racing. This is it. My chance. At long last. A private investigator I hired. A friend told me about him. They said he's not very well known, but he's good at what he does. When I first visited his office in Otis City and saw how he dressed, I could hardly believe it was a detective. But after talking to him for a while, I changed my mind. He says some strange things at times, but he seems like a reliable sort. Stop, damn it. Stop. Oh, please. I was moving. Alright, there we go. Victor's private investigating officer taking across our decision. Once a police officer, Richter was racked with guilt over the police's inability to help all those in need and quit the force to start his own private investigation firm. However, his soft-hearted nature leads him to take on too many cases and has put his office in dire financial straits. How he's still in business is a mystery, with some whispering that a wealthy person is keeping him afloat. Richter studied alongside Detective Junior Rio at the police academy. Somewhat surprisingly, given his outlandish clothing and mannerisms, Richter excels at covert investigations and tailing his targets. He probably refers to himself as an investigator extraordinaire, though that only ever succeeds at impressing himself. Richter's biggest source of happiness is nuzzling his pet female albino parakeet, Ernestine, which he keeps in his office. He also enjoys collecting mockingbird stickers, a popular line of merchandise featuring birds inexplicably dressed like delinquents, and can be frequently sighted searching around town for them. While out and about, Richter typically leaves the office, and more importantly, Ernestine, in the care of Emma Mori, a junior high schooler who volunteered to assist Richter after being involved in a previous case. I'm sorry? Emma Mori. Do I know this person? I'm a Mori. No. No, I don't. The Azure Heron Agency. Richter Kai's private investigation firm in Kamata, Ota City. Originally, Kai thought to give it a simple name like Kai's Detective Agency, but upon hearing that people are more likely to pick names listed at the front of the phone book alphabetically, he decided to pick a name starting with A. Thus, the Azure Heron Agency was established. Wow, smart. However, it is questionable whether the heron, a bird of somewhat ominous significance, is an effective symbol for attracting customers. Even his own assistant has referred to the name as confusing at best. After all, rather than an azure heron, Richter keeps a white parrot as a pet and dresses not in blue, but mostly in white. If there was a symbolic connection to be made here, it has surely been lost on all but Richter himself. It's just like stringing stuff together. As private investigation, also known as Private Eye, is a detective who operates on their own agency. Although there are no formal qualifications necessary to become a private investigator, many are retired police agents or detectives due to the similarities between the work involved. At a glance, private investigation firms and inquiry offices might look similar, but they carry out different types of investigations. Inquiry offices specialize in conducting credit checks on businesses, while private investigators are generally involved in tailing persons of interest and gaining information superstitiously. So, you believe me? I don't think you quite understand. Oh? This isn't about evidence. And it isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. The moment the curse appeared, I knew everything before it even said a word. It was already there in my head, as clear as day. You just knew? It was etched into my soul, along with the curse echoes resentful memories. So I can feel it, what it was like. Dying like they did, hundreds of years ago, reefed in flame, writhing in pain, as my flesh blackens and my blood boils. I can feel it, all the agony, all the rage. It fills me with bloodlust. Aye, girl. I think I need to kill someone. Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire. I see. That could be a problem. You think so? From what I know of you, I was sure you'd see it as an opportunity.
The stronger the desire to resurrect someone, the stronger the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me, anyway. Good grief. Talk about a spanner in the works.
I say we take stock for a moment, remind ourselves where we've come from and where we're going. That might be a good idea.
Okay, let's think a bit for a sec.
My heart's still racing. Let's talk about the investigation. How's that going? That's what you hired me for, ma'am. To look into your son's kidnapping last year. To uncover the truth behind the abduction and murder of Shuichi Shigima. Oh, yes. I remember. They never did find the one who did it.
That's what I'm here about today. In fact,
kind of you to let me drop by so late, by the way.
I've been turning over every last stone, and I've come up with a grand total of nothing.
One lead. Okay, at least that's better than nothing. Yippee. So you said.
As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway.
I remember. You were just about to tell me.
Overview. Kidnapping and murder case took place in Hojo 1 year ago. Harue Shigima's son, Shuichi, age 11, was kidnapped on his way home from school. So he would have been 12 this year. The ransom being demanded that same evening. Initially, the kidnapping was thought of as a simple extortion scheme, but when it came to light that the Shigima family was closely tied to the police, and Shuichi was in fact the grandson of a senior official, it was quickly assumed that the perpetrator was acting upon a grudge against the police force. The kidnapping was treated as a direct attack against a good name to police. Yeah, good name, right? And a large-scale investigation was launched that used the best equipment available to trace phone calls. This made it all the more embarrassing when they were unable to catch the culprit, losing the public's confidence. The culprit grew cocky, relentlessly mocking the police force. After 3 days of failure, Harue reached a breaking point. Spurred by concern for her son, she resolved to hand over the ransom money as fast as possible. But her husband and father, who held the prestige of the police in high regard, refused, saying that they would not let the criminal win by giving in to their demands. The increasingly frantic detective assigned to the case lost his temper when the criminal called to give an ultimatum, causing the culprit to never make contact again. Awesome. Another week passed. Whatever detective is the detective we were following in the other case. That could be totally it. About a week passed and Shuichi's body was found floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi's death could be largely ascribed to the police's incompetence, but this was ultimately covered up by stringent media embargoes. The investigation was never closed, but the case has long gone cold.
Oh, there they are. Barkhead. Only son of Harue Shigima, kidnapped. Shuichi was a conscientious, brave boy who was determined to protect his mother, Harue. Amid his father's frequent absences, he dreamed of becoming a police officer and displayed diligence and an impressive sense of responsibility from a young age, likely due to being raised in an extremely strict environment. Born in the early 70s, he spent his days immersed in various activities and studies, including playing piano. Oh, it's over in the 80s? Learning the abacus, taking English lessons, and training in kendo. Shuichi's tendency to put other people's needs over his own meant he died without ever telling his classmates how much he longed for them all to go out and on a hunt for mockingbird stickers. Tragic. Let's talk about the investigation.
You know, we still need to figure out who exactly what you want me to do.
Tell you what, why don't I tell you what I've found, and then we can make a decision. All right.
Okay, okay.
About the kidnapping. I suppose there's not much point on all the kidnapping stuff. No, I'm very familiar.
Then I'll leave that for the files to cover and just confirm a few things about the case. Police traced the culprit's calls back to, let's see here,
Northern Okoyo River here in Sumida City is quite a wide area. That's right.
In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from. But it was almost certainly the same location that Shuichi was being held captive.
Since Shuichi's voice could be heard during the killer's calls. Northern Okoyo River is quite a distance from Shuichi's normal school commute. Factor in, he was seen at school, but went missing before he arrived at his house. It is likely he was abducted by car on his route home. Maybe, but... Exactly. Shuichi was a clever boy. He never would have gone into his car with a stranger. That's right. I was very firm about that. I know he understood too. I even saw him warning the other children.
It's possible that they forced him into the car. The only issue there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. You can't bundle someone into a car with that many students around and not be noticed. So it must be someone he knew. But nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. So did they target him at some other time or somewhere away from his usual route? Both of those seem a little far-fetched. Which raises the question, how did the kidnapper pull it off?
The police never managed to find an answer. In the end, they decided that the kidnapper must just have gotten lucky.
Well, why not turn the problem on its head? The kidnapper managed to convince Shuichi to get into their car, but how?
The only thing that makes sense to me
is if there was somebody that he would have reason to trust. A teacher perhaps, or a relative, or somebody else that he knew.
But all of the adults Shuichi knew had alibis. The police checked them all thoroughly.
They did, huh? No one throws numbers at a problem like the cops. But what if it wasn't someone he knew, or rather, what if the culprit disguised themselves as a police officer? Oh! Smart moves. That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shigima family has close ties with police after all. You would have had a reason to trust them.
You might be right. But surely that couldn't have.
Well, there's a problem with the theory. You'd be surprised at how much police officers stand out. That's sort of the point, after all. They're meant to be visible deterrent against crime. But here's another interesting little bit of trivia I happen to know. When you ask people to imagine someone suspicious, nobody pictures women and children. So a woman police officer? Even kids who've been warned about stranger danger often subconsciously expect that danger to look like an adult man. Oh, could be a regular woman. Besides, Shuichi was sort of a boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a very strong sense of right and wrong. But the person that was on the other end sounded like a man, so it could be a policeman and a regular woman.
That's right. Wait, surely you can't mean...
Now you're getting it. If, say, a young woman approached Shuichi asking for help, what would he have done? Someone like that said they were lost and asked him for directions, he would have gone to a police, damn it. Would he have gone into a car?
He might have.
Oof. That's tragic.
My husband always told him that a man had a duty to watch out for women and children.
You could certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays. But if Shuichi believed it, then we might have something here.
Then you think the culprit was a young woman? But it was a man's voice on the phone.
She might have been an accomplice. Or maybe she didn't even realize she was being used. Could be Yoko. Could be. She's been a housekeeper for them for a while. Maybe she did something. Other women are in this game. That's actually the only... Yako, but she has nothing to do with this. She was a kid back then. Mio? I mean, she works with paranormal investigations, so maybe. It's actually possible. Michio Shiraishi. She was talking with a teacher. She was talking with Kohei
who is maybe a sex pest. Or maybe not. Maybe they're in on it in the term of the kidnapping. But maybe she was. It's only been a year since when he was kidnapped, so she was probably only a year younger. Like early middle school, maybe. Or, I mean, early high school, maybe middle school. So it still could be any of them. It could be Yoko, or it could be the storyteller. I knew it. No, yeah, it's. You told me. These two skips all classes spent up. Maybe regarded teachers as the worst offenders among the delinquents. For trouble at home, in first year, taking turns for worship, begin assisting with a group of delinquents. Dress code, blah blah blah. A leader of the troublemakers in Koma got to high school below. There's not much. Okay. Then that would explain why she hasn't come forward. I'm gonna go with Yoko. She probably was why she took the job here. She herself might not realize she had anything to do with the case. So the question is, did anybody see Shuichi speaking with a young woman on the day of his disappearance? See what I said about people's biases? That goes for witnesses too. And I figured that maybe if I started asking new questions, I might get some new answers. I spent my day asking around Shuichi's school route, seeing if anyone had seen something. And one man thought he had. Oh. Do you mean he saw it happen? Well, I can't say that for sure yet. It turned out he wanted something from me. So he asked if we could talk in private. Oh, flashback. Several hours earlier. Alright, this should do. There's no one around. We can speak in confidence. Excuse me, what was your name again? No! It's him! Jinochi. Got it. Well, Jinochi, I'm all ears. Just so we're on the same page. You're a private detective investigating Shuichi Shigima's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Of course. What else do I look like? How should I know what a private detective looks like? Oh, forget it! Look, I'll tell you straight. My life is in danger. I need your help. Huh? You'll excuse me if that caught me a little off guard. Let me ask you straight. Who's trying to kill you? A student called Michio Shiraishi. What? Interesting. A schoolgirl, eh? Sounds like you've been naughty. It's nothing like that. That girl, she's a murderer. I'm the only one who knows, but I saw what she did. Michio Shiraishi, I saw her kidnap Shuichi Shigima. Holy shit, I was kind of right. Well, I was wrong because I bet on Yoko. Sorry, Yoko. But if this guy's correct, then this high schooler kidnapped and murdered this kid? What? What the fuck is going on? Come again? I saw her talk to him on the streets and lead him away. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then he went missing. She murdered him, I'm sure of it. Or at least she got something to do with it. She must have been with somebody else then. What connections does this girl have? Well, there's a high schooler that knows curse techniques, so I guess this high schooler could also just be a murderer. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. If that's true, you've been sitting on some valuable information. Why didn't you tell anybody? Well, you see, if you can't explain that, I don't have any reason to believe you. I couldn't! She told me she'd kill me if I spoke a word. You're telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life? So you've been sitting on all that all this time, and you think she's coming to you for you now that you spilled the beans? Yes, that's it exactly. I'm begging you, don't let her get to me. Arrest her. I'm telling you, she's a demon. Well, you seem to believe what you're saying. He could also be lying. But he seems very adamant. But it just doesn't add up. How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man terrified? Does he have a curse technique? A little cursed stone? You don't know what she can do. She'll curse me. Curse you? I'm sorry, but you're losing me here? It's true! Her house, forget it! Why did I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough, I'll find someone else to help me. Hey! But now we do believe him. And that's about the long and short of it. I can hardly believe it. At the time, I thought his mention of curses was just crazy talk. But I'm starting to see that there might be more to it. Then if we can just find that girl. Curse or no curse, if she was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, then there's a good chance she knows something. On top of that, I did some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name is Kohei Jinochi. He's a student at Komagata High School here in Sumida. A teacher? Then this schoolgirl is one of his students. I think that's very likely. At least we've got a lead. Hopefully it'll be breakthrough we're looking for. You know, we still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Alright. Let's stay over. The Rite of Resurrection. The Rite of Resurrection, huh? I read about that in a cult magazine the other day. Apparently some old books showed up recently with all the gory details. And they say the rite can be found somewhere in Honjo. I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope. Real hope for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I've wondered. What if I hadn't sent him to school? What if I just paid the ransom? Not a day goes by when I don't think that if I had done something differently, Shuichi would still be alive. You can't blame yourself, man. It was the culprit's fault, not yours. Also, your husband and father were just like, no, he will handle this. We're the police. We could do this. And they couldn't. They could not do it at all. Though I know that won't help any. Grief is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're here. You're after the right. Guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. You were literally talking about how great it is to murder, ma'am. I can see that. I can tell how much he meant to you. But, and this is a big but, if the right is a real deal, using it will mean killing someone and stealing their soul. Is that a problem? If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. Oh, that's a shame. A shame, huh? Is that all? That's all. I thought if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in useful. You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see an issue with that? I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. Oh, that's so, is it? Dear, oh dear, what have I got myself into? If it makes you uncomfortable, then you won't have to get any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bearers. I only need you to find them. I won't be part of the murder, ma'am. Not even for a client. I'll pay you. How much can I give you to change your mind? Sorry, ma'am, but not everyone has a prize. I got my policies and I stick to them. I see. I didn't realize you were so stubborn. Let me say, though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can help you out. What do you have in mind? Well, how about stealing someone else's curse stone after they filled it with soul dregs? If that was all you were after, then I could lend you my services guilt-free.
If the other curse bearers want to kill each other, that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone will work, but we can worry about that later.
Well then, I suppose we have a deal. And that's how they get to this. Why is Michael Jackson in this game? It's the 80s. He probably thought this was a very good style back then. Also, hold on a second. This was an ad, but I may have to play a 3-minute ad later. What if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Curse, would you disapprove? That would void our contract, ma'am. Just a warning, you know. My. Oh, what's with the guest table? That's a nice table. The guest table. I don't know where Father got this old thing from, but I've never liked it. So about my curse. Before we go any further, why don't you tell me about your curse of yours? The haunting clappers, was it? That's one of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, if I remember correctly. That's right. The original story did happen somewhere near here. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money would be on all the curse bearers being somewhere in Honjo. Our first move should be to narrow them down. Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. We'll need to be ready. The curses make their bearers more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. That sounds sensible. Should probably tell them what it does, and if I remember correctly, your haunting clappers can set people on fire, but only if they have a naked flame or a lighter on their person, is that right? That's right. In olden times, wooden clappers were used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who don't heed the warning. Seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Although it's hard to say how it stacks up without knowing what else is on the table. You really think it's that good? The target can't do much to throw it off, and it has a nice long activation window. It's big that it works on lighters too. Just slip one into your target's pocket. And say that condition were already fulfilled before they even knew we're there. They wouldn't even know what hit them. Maybe. I won't have to actually use it. I could just tell someone I could, and they'd have to do what I said. Threats could work, although without any proof, it'll come down to how convincing you can be. If only you could use the curse and back out at the last second. At the last second? What an interesting idea. I have a lighter right here. We could try now. That's an interesting proposition. But maybe not. I'm not quite crazy enough to make myself a guinea pig. Oh, I see. You're an odd one, ma'am. If you don't mind me saying. And I don't think it's just a curse. I think you already were a little crazy. You flatterer. That's flattery? As for what we do next, first of all, I think you should stay indoors. I'll stretch a little bit. Let me just finish this conversation. But thank you for letting me know. I should stretch. Try to do anything spontaneous or outside your normal routine. Alright then, have you decided what you want me to work on? This is an actual choice. Well, in the other timeline, it was with the kid, with the right. Finally I have a lead. I need to know what happened to my son. Your wish is my command, ma'am. I'll focus all my efforts into looking for the kidnapping. Although something just occurred to me. You can't investigate the matter at night, can you? At least until the sun rises, could you search for the other curse bearers? Huh. Alright. I see how it is. Well, I'd be happy to help. Odds are good that the other curse bearers are also working by night. Anyone they kill under the cover of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying to do as much as they can before the morning comes. So it's settled then. I'll look into the other curse bearers by night. And once the city wakes up, I can start asking questions. I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. I'll even try to find Mr. Shiraishi as part of the bargain. Thank you. That's more than enough. Now then. I should get to work. There's only so much before sunrise. I'll call you if I find anything new. You stay here and keep a lookout. Alright. There's no telling what kinds of curses you might find out on the streets tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it. And try to be ready for anything. I will. Well, that's all. I should be going. It's moseying on. Alright. That sets up their partnership. I was wondering, a guy like this would not really be down to murder people, but he just says it in a way where it's like, alright, instead of murder, I'll plant the fire, and as long as you don't kill them and threaten to kill them, we're cool. That's his condition. What a very stringent condition. I don't know why he took a break, because really, we don't have much time left to stream. But we'll see how far we get. I want to do this block here. Despite having obtained the curse of the Hunting Clappers, Harue Shigima is determined to use the Rite of Resurrection by stealing the remaining curse stones. She instructs her private investigator Richter to find the other curse bearers. But we'll see how far we go. I have until around 8. My time, which is like 20 minutes. The Shigima Mansion reception room. It's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened. But he hasn't. So all I can do is wait. And wait. Let's play some music. Should I put a record on? No, it's too late for that. I'm not in the mood for music anyway. Oh. Let's get this hanging scroll. It'll make you calm. That old hanging scroll. I've seen it too often to feel anything from it now. The flower arrangement. The flowers put me at ease. Just a little. Come to think of it, I never offered him any tea. Not that I ever learned how to make it. I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. Nope. Let's read the newspaper. What's this? A newspaper? It must have fallen off the chair. Let's read it, why not? It's a newspaper. I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Oh, it's not like I have anything better to do. Society articles. It looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it made my eyes water. Eventually people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. All of the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. What about any other articles here? Economy. All sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom has passed its peak, we're moving into the era of large corporations. Fun! It's about 220 to 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. The dollar's down from its height and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying how much standard of living has improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and television now, and supermarkets are better stocked than ever. Yeah, and then it crashes. Like, we're in the 80s, but then the crash is about to happen in the 90s, I think, or late 80s. Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. It seems like only yesterday that people were flocking to the arcades to shoot aliens. But now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Everyone's talking about the superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music was all the rage. Back in my day. But now it's all about city pop and idols. That seems about right. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. I hear this Michael Jackson fella's got some sick songs. Education. Everyone attends high school now. Even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to get into those universities has gotten fierce now. The new generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore. It only reminds me of him. Television. I don't really watch much television. It feels as if the information in the world gets passed through that little black box. But father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that. Less fuss. There's more things I can do. There's nothing on at this hour. I see no point turning it on. I think I have to click on them again because there's no check mark on them. If there's one thing the Honjo never wants for, it's horrific crimes. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. A lot of family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore, but not since last year. It brings back bad memories. Suicide at local high school? Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off the roof about a week ago. She was bullied, I think. Or maybe it was something about exam pressure. What? But... no. This can't be right. Her name. Michio Shiraishi? From Komagata High School? It can't be. Wait a minute. I may have confused certain characters here. Michio Shiraishi is the person who died. Not the person who was meeting the teacher. But then the person who was meeting the teacher was Hitomi. What the fuck? Didn't she die though? This happened literally today. The teacher came up to Richter and told him literally today that Michio is threatening me. But she died like a week ago? How long ago did she die? Yeah, 1 week ago in a back off alley she died. But they just talked about her today. What the fuck are we talking? What? The hell's going on? Michio Shiraishi's the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping. Committed suicide last week? But that means Mr. Jinochi was terrified of someone who already died? Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richter will know. Why won't he call? Oh, I haven't left it on the hook, have I? What the fuck is happening, bro? Although with everyone flocking to the city, land prices are skyrocketing. Nowadays, most people can only dream of a home ownership. Sounds about right today. The city center is going to be nothing but apartments before long. I'm not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me. Culture. I hear the new big thing is some mascot line of delinquent birds. Mockingbirds, I think it's called. What was that Richter was talking about? Trends seem to have short shelf lives now, but how quickly the times are changing. Yep. Similar to when the internet comes on. It's like, they have short shelf lives. I think I'm just too old to keep up anymore. If young people who are leading the way with their modern worldviews, my generation will only fall further behind. How am I going to understand the 6-7 meme? Is that already outdated? I don't know. Now the comedy boom is over. All the comedians are flocking to other genres. The occult seems really popular at the moment. Look at all these paranormal specials.
No more use for the newspaper. Creepy.
Michiru Shiraishi, the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week.
Oh, she already said this.
I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. I made sure the receiver is on hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. Ah! That must be him.
Yeah. Guess I'll stay here doing nothing.
Hello? Shigima residence?
Harue Shigima, 2 a.m. Komagata Bridge.
Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you.
Funny, I was just thinking the same thing.
We're on Komagata Bridge, over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night.
One of the bridges spanning the Sumida River, completed in 1927 as part of the reconstruction effort following the Great Counter-Earthquake. It is notable both for its distinctive blue arches and the cutting edge of, for the time, techniques used in its construction. There are many bridges stretching across the Sumida River, each boasting a unique structural form and design.
Wow.
History! The Sumida River.
The Sumida River. The water is filthy and horrid, but at night when it's still, it looks almost peaceful.
Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home?
I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it.
Right. I should have guessed. This is where they found him after he went missing. Oh, that sucks. All alone, floating in that horrible water.
All I can think is how scared he must have been. How cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then, and I prayed to the river to give him back. To give me back my son. Day after day after day.
You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world met the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. That same place would later become Honjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But then the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Mireki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. As it turned out, from farmland into town, the people surrounded it with the man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways.
Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told.
They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore and stop it from leaking through the other side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too.
So if I have this right, Are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife?
Exactly. That's what the rite of resurrection is here. Rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it.
Ooh, mysterious.
That's probably why the 7 mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot where we're standing now right over the water. The border between life and death. If there ever was a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
Just thinking aloud, man.
Well, it's a nice thought.
So we're getting some lore about this place, this river. Because although the rivers are formed, people believed, oh, if you cross over there, and that's where the afterlife is. And just Honjo became spiritually a place for the afterlife. A Class A river is part of the Arakawa River system, which runs through much of the eastern Tokyo and empties into Tokyo Bay. During the Edo period, Sumida's riverbanks played a key role in transportation and lumber used for construction. In addition to its logistical importance, it is also a place for the common folk to gather and enjoy activities such as seasonal flower viewing and river bathing, and there exist many woodblock prints depicting such activities. The area became plagued with sewage issues when the surrounding environs were industrialized in the post-war period. But the situation has improved since. Many unique bridges span the Sumida River, including the Ryogoku and Mabashi bridges, which attract a large number of visitors as sightseeing spots. Massive fireworks displays in the summer are also usually sure to draw a crowd. The river has served as a cornerstone for both the city and its people, having both aided in its development and serving as an inspiring backdrop for countless works of art and literature. That's nice. Like this one. Like this work of art and literature.
Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you?
Go ahead.
Just you're not talking about what we came up with. Let's just have a trip through memory lane. It must have been about 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy, and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. And one day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand.
What the fuck? What?
It was almost a miracle when you stop to think about it. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? And although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was still left would have an identifiable scar, and that they could tell it'd been a murder from the blade marks on the bone.
This is a nice story, or? Wait, are you talking about the Nijima murders?
So you heard of it? I'm impressed. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time.
I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours.
What the fuck?
Oh my goodness. Fumichika, that's how he looks like? Fumichika Nijima. Self-employed. Yes, but Curse Echo none. Just as you guys people wanted to know. The man who made headlines over 2 decades ago as the perpetrator of the brutal killings known as the Nijima murders. Not to play into stereotypes, but the guy definitely does look like it. Also looks like a Redditor, but yeah. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me.
Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to the sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill.
Sorry story for everyone involved, huh?
It's funny. Everyone figures the river's filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle.
I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself.
That's right. Which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody would go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves, some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped up a body and put it into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
They arrested him shortly after. Fumichika Nijima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. And people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end. But the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread over everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting?
Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would.
This lady is the type of girl to be like, hey, you want to hear something interesting? I just tell you the most horrifying, traumatic story. It's like, fucking love her. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nijima murders. But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nijima to justice. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Damn! What a jerk of a dad. Also, thank you for telling me to drink water.
Huh. I guess it wasn't the killer's day.
Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. Well, that was a nice detour, but it did give us... Oh my god, there's still more about the river! Sumida River. I have nothing but awful memories of it. Okay, now it's gone. Alright, checked off. He's gazing down at the water. I should go first. There's something I need to tell you.
What's up?
Well, that girl Michio Shiraishi.
The one who was with Chuichi on the day of the kidnapping.
That's her. Well, she's dead.
She's what?
The student who committed suicide last week, that was her.
I heard something like that happened. Never got the name, though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Jinochi was so shaken up. He said she was gonna curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave?
Well, it seems we're back where we started.
Not necessarily. That teacher knows something, I'm sure of it. At the very least, I put my money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her.
I see.
And also something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. In any case, I think I've got a good idea what he's hiding. Call it a hunch.
A hunch?
Well, more of a theory.
A game theory. Don't talk about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I take a guess?
Yeah, sure, I'll take yes. Let's see. I can't say for certain, but... Mr. Jinochi silenced Michio Shiraishi with murder. What if Mr. Jinochi silenced Michio Shiraishi with murder? What do you think? I see, so you think Miss Shiraishi's death might not have been suicide. That would certainly give him a good reason to think she'd hold a grudge, but I'm not sure I buy it. That might be a little bit far-fetched. I see. I'm sorry if I disappointed you. I'm not really good at to play detective. No point dwelling on speculation. The truth will turn out in time. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jinochi. Good idea. Is that what you want to ask me, or...? Please go ahead. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to 7 mysteries, looking for curse bearers, and I think I found a few candidates. First, the tall man I ran into the Kinchibori Park. Not a curse bearer. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around me. And he was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. He's at least looking for them. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw south of Ragasui Street. Yeah, can't say that word. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had nervous air about him too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Getting rid of any soul drugs, I bet. He'd make a good target. Next up is a pair. A young man and a woman I saw around Ryogoku Bridge. This time the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. Looks like they lurk around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Oh, it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul drugs in a group might be a decent idea if you could make it work. But with things being how they are, it's gonna be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. It's police officers. Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A body turned up in the local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's gotta be up. How do you know where they're from? Let's just say that when you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. Yeah, he knows the other guy. Ito. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. You found all of them in so little time. I really did hire the best. It's all in the name, man. Richter Kai, P.I. It even rhymes. Oh, wait. Make that Richter Kai investigator extraordinaire. My, an investigator extraordinaire. That's why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself. I'm pretty sure everyone looks at him and is like, what the fuck is that? Why is he dressed like he's ready to dance at the club? You bet. An investigator extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound most promising, am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. Seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there are still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, then I'll get the pot nice and hot. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. Yeah, pretty much. If we go too... We're just like, alright, we'll steal this one. They don't have any dregs in them. Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. This is my only chance to bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter it away. Is something wrong? Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Najima murders. So it has. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Are you fucking serious? This dude's out? Only if they're found to show remorse and a desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right. I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently. Matching inmates with jobs and accommodation. Oh, really? They keep an eye on them, of course. Make them report in for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace. My. The way you put it. It's like you're saying Fumichika Nijima could be out on parole right now. Back in society under a new name. With nobody any the wiser. It's possible. As it happens, little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if that was Nijima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. What was it? I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think. And I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nijima. What? The janitor? That guy looks nothing like him. He probably lost a lot of weight in prison. What? It's been school, people. That is not. Is it him? That's totally two different people. You're telling me that this woman was like, yeah, I know that's him. It's like he looks completely different. We're getting a replacement about 6 months ago. I mean, the timeline adds up. Old man Ashimiya. The eyes look different. The hair looks slightly different. Oh, I mean, there's still black hair, I guess. I mean, yeah, he could have lost weight in prison, I guess. I don't know. That's definitely the key factor here. Cut his hair a bit. It was 20 years ago, so that's like the 60s? That hairstyle was popular in the 60s, I think. Long hair. I mean, there's still people with long hair nowadays. Dudes with long hair, I mean. But I think that was more popular in the 60s, at least. Oh? He looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remember, too. I told myself I was just seeing things. But perhaps it was him after all. This is getting crazy. A lot of connections are being connected. So, what's next? The big question now is what the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think. I see. Alright. Excuse me? Aw, fuck. Well, we're fucked. God damn it. That is definitely that guy, the woman who's with that guy. I don't know if she is a curse bearer, but she has to be if she was with him. Is that a woman's voice? Who could it be? Where did she come from? It's like she appeared out of nowhere. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm terribly sorry if I've gotten the wrong people, but would you happen to be curse bearers? Curse bearers? What's that then? It means someone who's gathering souls for the rite of resurrection. You heard of the rite of resurrection, haven't you? Everybody's talking about it. Calling me intrigued. Care to tell me more, miss? What was your name again? Oh, silly me. I'm Ayame Tono. Ayame Tono, university student. Okay, guess we're talking to this lady. There's more to the rite of resurrection than meets the eye, you see. So the best way to collect soul dregs is to kill other curse bearers. And that's about the size of it. I hope it wasn't too much to follow. No, I think I got the gist. Funny old world we live in, huh? So you saying you're one of these curse bearers? No, well, not quite. It's complicated. I'm not, but Yutaro is. Yutaro? Is that your boyfriend? Oh, heavens no. God, just a friend. Like, God, goodness gracious. His full name is Yutaro Namigaki, where I suppose you could say partners in crime. Funny way of putting it. What do we do? Ah, that must be it. She must be half of the young couple Richter mentioned. She says her name is Ayame. I guess she's around 20. She must be brave walking alone this late. Or maybe there's more to it. She could also be lying about the whole not being a curse bearer. Tell me about Yutaro. So where is this Yutaro now? Well, about that, he's not actually a curse bearer anymore. Oh. Lost. He's more like a former curse bearer. Former? How so? I don't really know the details myself, but apparently he lost his curse stone. Typical, right? He makes such a show of being a top student, only to flunk where it counts. Fucking loser. So now I'm out here looking for curse bearers myself. If you want something done right. Right. Tell me about this Yutaro. He lost it? How do you do that? I wasn't with him at the time, so I don't know exactly what happened. All I know is that he came back saying he didn't have it anymore. Although, well, it's strange that you'd probe into that of all things. It's just curious, sort of. That's all. So it's a touchy subject. Oh, I don't mind. I don't particularly care about keeping it a secret. Right. Keep asking. Yutaro could be a little irrational sometimes, so I have to keep a level head on my shoulders. Okay. Why did you approach us? So anyway, mind if I ask why you thought I was a curse bearer? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I was so rude. I saw the two of you out late at night, and I suppose I made an assumptions. Gotcha. Sorry we gave you the wrong idea. Out of interest, what was your plan if we did turn out to be curse bearers? Great question, and the answer is I was going to ask you very nicely for your curse stones. That could be a curse requirement. We shouldn't talk to her anymore. And you just thought we'd give them to you? Just like that? Well, maybe not, but you know what they say. You never know until you ask. You must really love your boyfriend if you're willing to try something that risky. Oh, goodness, no. We're just friends. My life doesn't revolve around him, you know. Right. Neither of them will be used to me. Back on the subject. Anyway, you aren't curse bearer, so I'm just bothering you, aren't I? Please ignore me. So what's this rite of resurrection about? So what are you trying to do with this rite of resurrection? Well, Yutaro had his own plan all laid out. I don't know if I can get behind it, though. It seems how do I put it? Self-centered? I mean, if you've got a chance to resurrect the dead, it would be a waste to use it on someone that really matters, right? Not to use it on someone that really matters, right? So I was planning to steal his curse stone at the last second and use it for myself. Well, until he lost it anyway. Oh, but don't tell Yutaro I was going to do that, okay? I don't think he'd be happy to hear it. Of course, keeping secrets is my business. My, aren't you dashing? She's like, ugh, don't flirt with him. Sounds like you really have your heart set on this right, what were you hoping to use it on? Do you promise you won't laugh? Cross my heart. Well then, let me tell you my master plan. Prepare to be amazed. Is it a dog? Ahem. I'm an art student, you see. Woodblock prints are my specialty. Ukiyo-oi in particular. Ukiyo-i, huh? You must be a cultured lady. Really? Do you think so? Everybody says it's a strange interest for a girl to have. You know, people often think of ukiyo-i as some inaccessible high-class art form. But that's actually totally untrue. Back in the Edo period, it was the art for the masses, amusement for the common people. So when you think about it, we feel exactly the same drills from every brushstroke as they did back then. Isn't that fascinating? Huh, yeah, I guess. And as far as I'm concerned, the undisputed king of ukiyo-i is the one and only Hokusai. Have you heard of him? Sure I have. He's famous. Didn't he live somewhere around here, back in the Edo period? That's right. You're just as knowledgeable as you look. You were going to revive an old person from ancient times? Just to talk to them? What's wrong with you? His 36 views of the Mount Fuji are so iconic. They're the only works of his most people know. But Hokusai was so much more than the mountains and the waves. That's only the teeny tiny tip of the veritable iceberg of work. I've got to admit, I only really know him from those landscapes myself. Oh, don't worry about it. Anyone can learn. When Hokusai died at the age of 90, he left behind over 30,000 drawings. That's multiple drawings a day for 80 years. Amazing, right? So he kept on drawing. He kept on drawing right up until his old age, huh? Impressive. But even in his final years, he was never satisfied with his own work. His dying words were, Should heaven afford me but 5 more years, I shall finally become a true artist. Even on his deathbed, he still thought he had more to learn. He was already the greatest painter and artist of his era. Who knows what he could have done with more time? But that's what I want to find out. Huh? Hold on. Are you saying... Besides, he always said he wanted to move out of 100 houses, but he only made it to 93. Isn't that just tragic? Oh, no. Nuh-uh. No way this is going where I think it's going. I went there immediately. It's like, this lady is fucking insane. She wants to revive a 90-year-old who died way long ago. Imagine the masterpieces he could create with modern techniques. I feel all dizzy just thinking about it. I don't know if she's lying or not. I hope she is, because this plan is insane. You've got to be kidding me. So if I understand correctly, you want to use the Rite of Resurrection too. That's right. I want to bring Hokusai back to life. Well, that's certainly a novel idea. She really does not like that. I was about to, she's going to clock her as like, I fucking hate this bitch. She's like, she does not like that. She wants to revive her kid. And this girl wants to revive a 90-year-old who already had a full life and who died like a long time ago. That's what she'd use it on? What a waste. The Katsushika Hokusai. A painting by Katsushika Hokusai, 36 views of Mount Fuji, Great Wave of Kanakawa. That being said, this is a really good painting. A master ukiyo-i artist. And that's 1760 to 1849. Hokusai was active during the late Edo period, considered to be the golden age of ukiyo-i in Japan. Born in Honjo, Hokusai spent most of his life in the area known as Sumida City. Among his most famous works are the 36 views of Mount Fuji and Hokusai manga. Hokusai was a prolific artist from a young age and has left behind a wide variety of works, producing an estimated 30,000 pieces during his lifetime. Though the general popularity of ukiyo-i declined during the Meiji period, Hokusai remained a core figure at the center of the Japonisme movement, providing inspiration for countless artists around the globe. Despite his fame, Hokusai himself was said to be rather indifferent to money or decorum, and lived a life that quite appropriately resembled that of the whimsical and otherworldly scenes depicted in ukiyo-i. Though he went by many names, his later years he took on the title of Gakyo Rojin Manji, or the Old Man Painter. Hokusa lived to be 90 years old and never lost his passion for art. Beautiful story. Just, one problem. I think he lived a good long life. Maybe we don't need to revive him. I need to Google something. What is Ukuyori? It's just a genre of Japanese art that flourished from the 17th through 19th centuries. Its artists produced woodblock prints and paintings of such subjects as female beauties, kabuki actors, and sumo wrestlers, scenes from history, folktales, travel scenes, landscapes, flora and fauna, and erotica. The term ukuyoi translates to pictures of the floating world. Yo, they made porn on this? It's crazy. Good for them. Oh gosh, is that the time I should be going? I need to get my hands on a curse bearer before daybreak. Sorry for flagging you down out of the blue like that. Best of luck! They're just like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Ayame is a young woman working retired Namagaki. Her love of Katsushika Hokusai's ukuyoi is great, that she wishes to resurrect him from the rite of resurrection. Ayame is clever, but calculating university student who only has time for her own interests. She's making the best of a recent boom in the popularity of female university students and set up at their appearance across TV commercials and radio programs. Ayame is content to ride this trend so long as it allows her to get her hands on whatever she needs and wants in life. Recently, Ayame has figured that older men will fall for her if she acts a little bit stupid. Oh my god. She's manipulating dudes. Good for her. She was approached by Yutaro Yamagaki in town, and although she was not attracted to him, agreed to date him because his family seemed rich. Oh my gosh. However, she does not think of much of him as a human being, and is beginning to grow bored of their relationship. That's so funny. Get that bag. Well, there goes trouble. If we're going after cursed stones, we should keep an eye on her. 2 if we can. Why do you say that? Before she left, she wished us best of luck. She's got at least an inkling that we're curse bearers. My. There's a good chance we'll clash sooner or later. We're after the same thing after all. You head on back to the mansion, ma'am. I think I'll tell her for a while. You best be careful. Oh, you still got more, huh? But that's about it. We already ran over time. It's already 8:30. But very interesting. We've gotten so much new lore. The janitor is apparently a murderer who convicted 20 years ago. This guy is crazy. Nejima, yeah, there you go. Nejima. Just the girl who quote unquote committed suicide, had a lot of things going on, and possibly was in kidnapped a child, and Kohei saw her do it. Like, what the fuck? I don't know how a lot of this stuff connects. This police officer, Tetsuo, he must have been... Maybe he's the guy who botched the investigation. Maybe he got angry on the phone with the kidnapper and then caused the kid to be murdered. I don't know, but we're getting a lot of stuff here. But, no, man, it's great. It's a very intriguing story. The characters are fun. I love the dynamic between Harue and Richter Kai. They're very, very funny. Almost like they have some chemistry between them because she's very odd and he's also very odd. Like, even before, I feel like she was very odd even before her son just got kidnapped. She's just a very odd lady, but it's, I love her. She's great. Yeah. Still, this is the only lead we can follow so far, but for now we'll leave it at that. I will save again, even though I know I saved before. Okay, why not? Anyway, that's it. Yeah, I can't wait to continue this some other time.